Hey everyone, a quote by John Trudell: protect your spirit, because you are in the place where spirits get eaten. Something that enters my mind quite often. Just wanted to show you that. This channel is huge. They put up this video, but this is not their channel. Okay, they took video of Mark Passio and they put it on here. Some people right now are looking at Mark Passio's work. I'm not really discouraging you from looking at his work. He's put out a lot of truth. Does that mean I vouch for him? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Does that mean that I'm a fan of his? No, I'm not. Does it mean that I watched his videos years ago? Yeah, I did. I do believe that Mark Passio is a Freemason. Mark, he's an interesting character. He's a stepping stone, and just learn what you can. And this is about truth seeking. If you want to defend your idols, go to these other channels, you know. This is not Defend Your Idol channel. Okay? You gotta get beyond that, man. I'm telling you, because if you don't, you're gonna stay here. Maybe that's a consequence you need to hear. Maybe that'll make you take a step or two back. Literally, I want you to step back from your laptop, if you're on a laptop watching on that, and say to yourself, damn, maybe I am on the wrong path. I'm defending Satanists to somebody that's speaking the truth about them. Maybe I am on the wrong path. Maybe instead of idols, I should be truth-seeking instead of building these pedestals, because that's what you look like you're doing to me, those ones. So please, just spare me. You know, Mark tells some truth. I can already predict. You're so goddamn predictable, people that do that. If you're that predictable here in this realm with me, you don't think the entities are going to know your next move? They'll have it figured out before you even think of it, because you're that goddamn predictable. You got to do better than that, okay? The ones that are at that level. Like Mark tells some truth. Somebody's going to say that in a comment. Mark tells some truth. Well, double thumbs up. You don't think I mean, it's just, please spare me that simple shit, please. I'm trying not to make this video about that, but anyway, yes, he does. Yes, he does on some things. Does he also lead you astray and mix in some shit that is completely untrue and easy to disprove? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Do the ones that are fooled by him see that part? No, they don't. No, they don't. So that's why I'm making this video. It's your choice what you spend your money on in this realm and who you give your hand away your belief to and idolize and put on pedestals and defend to be a fanboy or a fangirl. I don't wonder why there's not too many more high-level channels, because there's so many people that do that stuff. What you should be doing is having an open mind and say to yourself, this guy might know some things. I might be a big fan of Mark, but I might hear something here that opens my eyes a little bit wider. If you're a truth seeker, which most people are not these days, it's just, that's the way it is. They're fans, just like sports fans. So anyway, I'm going to jump into the video now, and that's the preface to this. You can take it or leave it. Some people say they don't like my attitude. The ones that don't like it, they can kiss my crazy ass. They can go somewhere else, and they can go pay money somewhere else. That's what I really want them to do. And some people don't understand why I say that either. So anyway, they hype him up as amazing teacher. Some will call him brilliant in these comments, genius, everything else. And I left a very concise and direct comment here. Ever seen my channel, The Sanity Machine?
This is an initiation into really, really deep esoteric material that has been hidden from humanity for millennia. Why is this knowledge hidden away from people? To what ends? The knowledge of the occult is not commonly known. That's why it's not the exoteric. It's not given to the masses. It's the esoteric. It is reserved for the few. And there's a reason for that.
So he doesn't explain that. I'll just quickly explain it. Exoteric is like the surface, the outer layer, the outside. The esoteric is like the occult, the hidden, inside, inner layer. The deeper layer is not surface level, it's within. It's the deep stuff, inside, inner layer. And the inner circle is what knows the esoteric. Okay, the insiders, it's inside info. Get what I'm saying? Moving on.
It's been deliberately hidden away and kept from the general public in order to create and maintain a power differential. Because if someone else has an extreme level of knowledge, they know how...
So yes, this part is true, power differential. They do want to maintain control, maintain power. They want to be above and rule. Nice Ouija board here, right? I know he's a former Satanist, but I don't know if he chose the imagery for this video or if they just used his voice, and whoever made this video, perhaps it was Be Inspired that used all this footage. Perhaps it wasn't Passio. I don't know what Passio's doing these days. As I said, I don't follow him anymore. Follow his channel. I didn't really follow him, but you know what I'm saying. I don't watch his videos, his content. His What on Earth is Happening with the globe that he probably still uses. I think he was very attached to that globe and attached to fake space, fake planets, the stars, and all that stuff.
How human beings can be manipulated. Somebody has deep knowledge of that information, and there's a whole bunch of people who have not one iota of how that works. What kind of a number do you think somebody can do on people like that? From my years of being inside occult traditions that are very, very dark, I'm telling you, this is what they don't want you to know. So what this presentation constitutes is a master key.
So what's a presentation? It's a sales pitch. That's what a presentation is. And that's why Mark Passio uses the word presentation. That's why Matt McKinley, bloodline relative of former president, dead President McKinley, uses the word presentation all the time. So there's a clue for you right there. You might not like it, but it's a clue. Or it's a red flag. Whatever way you want to look at it.
It unlocks all the locks to all the doors on all the cages.
Okay, so he's setting this up, or whoever made this video, I don't know whether he's quoting Passio, but this is in quotes, the most valuable information on Earth. So they're setting this up right now as the most valuable information on Earth. Let's see if it is. Let's see if that's true.
This presentation is called Natural Law, the real law of attraction, and how to apply it in your life. And I emphasize that term, real law of attraction. Many people will be familiar with the New Age variants of the so-called law or laws of attraction. And this is going to differ quite widely from what people have heard in the New Age community and in the New Age movement regarding what the law or laws of attraction are. These are the real laws of attraction.
So Passio does call out New Age bullshit. I remember many years ago, he had hours of content on that. He also had hours of content on the feminist agenda. and how it divides the sexes, in half. So he does put out some truth, and I've said that. I've never denied that. I've said it all along. I said it years ago, and I'll say it now. Does that mean that I vouch for this character? Not at all. Not at all.
Human beings should consider with great care where their information comes from, the source for the information. And this is because by refusing to present certain information and by influencing people to dissuade them from looking into certain information because they're telling you that it's unimportant or unnecessary to consider, many modern institutions like me
should consider the source. And Mark was a former Satanist, or I say quote former, perhaps he still is a Satanist and dark occultist. All right? And he's also vowed to reincarnate here as many times as needed. He claims that he's going to keep reincarnating here until there's no more slavery, until it's ended. I mean, you could say, what a noble mission, what a fool. Because you'll never change that in this realm. You'll never change this realm from within it. You got that? It's not broken. It's designed this way. So his whole plan is as logical as trying to change a bicycle into a 747 with 4 jet engines on it. You can't do it. You also can't change a rabbit into a giraffe. You can't change a mouse into an elephant. You can't do it. You can think about it. You can wish for it. It's called wishful thinking syndrome. And it's also Stockholm slave syndrome. Because he's defending this place. A lot of times you'll talk about God and defend this place. Dude, you're in a realm of fucking evil and suffering that has been allowed to rule here forever. That's the way it is. Suffering and evil are built into the design. You can come back here for infinite amount of reincarnations. You won't make a dent. You might change somebody individually, what they think or how they behave, if you work really, really, really hard just to make that change on one individual. But you won't change the realm. The realm is designed this way. You could take a sledgehammer to your computer and bash the living shit out of your computer. Pieces. You're not going to build a skyscraper out of it. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. So coming back here endlessly, reincarnating here, is not the solution. That's the biggest failure of all. That's the epic failure. That's probably the most foolish thing I've ever heard anybody say that claims to be awake or enlightened or a teacher or have, esoteric knowledge. It's one of the dumbest things I've heard anybody ever say, is his plan, to keep reincarnating here. And he said that he's vowed to do that until slavery is ended in this realm. This realm's fucked, dude. You're trying to save something. I mean, it's just like, oh, I'm going to stay in prison forever until the prison's not a prison anymore. I mean, it's completely illogical. It's one of the dumbest things that you could, it's the dumbest plan I've ever heard, spiritually. It's the dumbest spiritual plan that I've ever heard anyone say.
Media, like so-called education institutions, are seeking to actually control human perceptions, or let's call it outright what it really is, to control the mind, okay? And therefore, to limit what human beings may even come to understand, and therefore by limiting what they are coming to understand, they're actually limiting what they're able to do, what they're able to change, what they're able to create in the world, okay? So,
yes, there's mind control. Yes, they are limiting you. But also, there's a governor put on your brain before any mind control occurs. Even if you're left alone or you grow up somewhere without TV, without media, without, dark occultists influencing your mind. It's your biology that's limited. You have all these cognitive biases. You have a governor on your brain, on your abilities, a governor right on your, quote, DNA. He doesn't address that. So the design of your human body, your brain, your DNA, your genetics, all of it is limited by design. So that speaks to where you are in the realm. He doesn't like that. Mark Passio's idea is that it's just human people. It's just evil humans in control here that try to mind control the masses, and that's why this place is back. He thinks he has a simple answer. It's just evil humans doing this in secret societies. And it's just through occult knowledge that they control everyone, basically control the masses, with a few exceptions that don't have any control or power in this realm anyways, over it. I'm including myself in that. I have a lot of knowledge, but I have no power over this realm. I don't control this realm, and I'm aware of that. And my ego doesn't tell me, oh, you do. My ego doesn't fool me into believing that I do. Because I don't. Okay? I don't. Because I know where I am. I understand where I am. And I understand how this realm really works. But anyway, this is where he starts to go way off track with an assumption that it's just evil people and mind control, and that's why things are bad here. No, Mark, you're ignoring the evil built into the design of the realm. My man, you're way off. You're way off. And the ones at the top understand this, the ones that were way higher up than Mark Passio, that are in contact with the entities in other realms, that channel them, or at hive mind, they have, telepathic communication with ones in other realms, including the astral realm and other realms. They're well aware of what this place is, and that reincarnation is not a fucking good thing. Not at all.
You have to be skeptical of where your information comes from. And that's why I tell people at the very beginning in my lectures, do not believe me. The worst thing you could do is believe what I'm telling you. You need to look into it for yourself, and most of all, you need to do personal introspection.
I do, and I have for many years, Mark. Most on your channel and your comments were just all fans. They're just bewitched by you, captivated by you, under your spell, you might say. But some of us see truly in this realm. Some of us still see truly.
Really feel inside of yourself whether this information resonates with truth. Everybody has that intuitive capacity. That also has to be turned on.
A lot of people say what resonates with them is what feels good. They associate feeling good with truth, which is entirely false. There's plenty of things that, there's a drug that starts with an H that might feel really good. There's one that, is not Coke Zero, but you get what I'm saying. It might make you feel good. Does it mean that's the truth? No, it means it'll make your body feel good. Lots of things that'll make you feel good. There's music made by complete demons that'll make you feel good hearing it. But do you know what they've done? How they got famous? Do you even have a clue what they've done and what they're into? Does it make Hollywood good, or is Hollywood demonic and full of sickos and Satanists and ones that do rituals and sacrifices and pedos and everything, all kinds of sick shit? They sure can make some movies that make you feel good. Robin Williams sure could. Does that mean he was good? How did he get famous? How many signs does he throw up in pictures? And you want those things within a prison, within a matrix, which Mark Passio won't go into. So it's basically like listening to prisoners say that they want peace, they want freedom, they want happiness, and you're looking at them and going, dude, you're a prisoner. And you're looking to the left, right, you see a bunch of prisoners, you see inmates saying all this stuff, and it's like, you're not even aware that you're prisoners. You're saying you want these things. You lack the self-awareness to know where you are. You don't know where you are. That's important. Where you are is important. I've heard quote truthers say it doesn't matter where we are. I've heard that before. So they don't care where they are. And they'll say it doesn't matter the shape of the earth. Flat earth is beyond the shape. And I don't put down, and then people misconstrue it. Well, I thought you were critical of flat earthers, the ones that stay stuck on flat earth, and they're still talking about it from 2015 till today, and it's the only fucking thing they focus on. Yeah, I am critical of those ones. You know, it's been 8 years. You might want to move, become more than a one topic, one trick truther. You might want to broaden your vision a little bit. Because knowing the Earth is flat is not going to get you out of here. Knowing space is fake, knowing the International Space Station is fake, and the moon landings are fake, shuttle launches, knowing all that stuff is fake is not going to get you out of here in itself. You got to go beyond that. So if you're a flat earther and that's your only topic that you research and the only thing you talk about, you might as well be a normie. You're just one tiny notch above them. You got one piece of the puzzle, but you stopped really short. Okay, it's not going to get you out of here. That's the point. So if you want to stay in the prison, just talk about flat Earth forever and stay stuck on that. When I'm saying, hey, it's a marathon, you've run 3 steps. You ran 3 steps. And you stopped, and you raised your arms up in the air like you won the fucking race. You won the marathon. And I'm looking back at you going, dude, that's not the finish line. You got a long way to go. You got 26 miles, or whatever the goddamn marathon miles number is. You got a lot of miles to run yet. You're not done. You're not done. So some people could say, hey, you're whatever, but whatever. If you don't like my attitude, kiss my crazy ass, basically.
However, I don't really feel that they're truly being honest with themselves. Okay, they'll say they want them, but then when you tell them, well, those aren't automatic conditions. They don't just magically manifest. Okay, there are requirements for.
Okay, so this is simple shit. This is basic shit, as I usually call it. Occultists, and there are occultists, which are, they practice in what's hidden knowledge. And then there's also the oculus, which is part of the human eye, part of the pupil. And there's an oculus in New York, in Manhattan. Maybe I'll bring that up to show you, because they're showing you something. People, they're showing you something when they build these structures and name them. Okay, people. This is part of the World Trade Center, I believe. It's right there. Yes, the oculus at the World Trade Center. This is what it looks like, the outside, and that's One World Trade, or the Freedom Tower. See basically the pyramidal shapes as part of that design. And then the oculus from the outside. Here's another view of it. Different angle. It is a feat of engineering and architecture.
Down here, you have no knowledge. The ignorant masses. Okay? And up here,
down here, my favorite. Down at the bottom tier, the unwashed masses, the profane. They're in the muck. And they love their ignorance. They will fight to hold on to their ignorance. It's not just, oh, well, nobody taught them anything. The people that feel sorry for them, you don't understand. You just don't understand. They will fight you to stay down there and stay that way. And they'll do more than fight you. They'll do things I can't mention on YouTube to you. If you go far enough trying to help them, that's what they'll do to you. They treasure their spot here. They really do. And they'll mock you and attack you for not being down here and not being ignorant. They will hate you for not being ignorant like they are. And they'll rage against the truth if you try to share it with them. And if you work hard trying to get it to sink in. You'll see what I mean if you try that one day. I don't just mean trying for 5 minutes. I don't mean that at all. Not at all. Okay, did Mark Passio just call this a planet? What's with all this fake space images? Did Mark Passio do that, or did this, I think this be inspired, because it has the watermark there, right there, is their logo. Basically the same thing.
Information that exists on this planet.
There you go, he did say planet, and of course they have to show this fake shit. I mean, this is just a joke. What a joke. What a complete joke. Think it looks that way at all? I don't think so. Not at all. I don't think it looks like this at all, whether it's nighttime, or they would say, oh, those are city lights. I mean, what a fucking joke, man. What a joke. To use a fisheye lens, but obviously this is not from a camera at all. This is complete CGI, this whole thing. This is fake. Computer-generated image. It's not a photograph. It's not from video. It's not real. It's just a computer animation.
And you understand how the law of gravity works, you won't do that behavior.
There he goes again. Gravity's not a law. I realize that your body will fall, but that's density. It has to do with your body being a lot denser than air, not some force of gravity pulling you towards the center of the earth. Okay? So gravity's a theory. It's not a law. So Mark hasn't done his homework there. He hasn't done his research. He hasn't looked into that deeply. In other words, your hero's wrong again. The ones that idolize this guy. He's wrong again. I know that hurts some egos here. He's wrong again.
So natural law has nothing to do with religion. It's not a belief system. It's a science.
We're saying natural law is a science. Well, this whole realm's not natural. Oh. You get what I'm saying? This whole place is artificial, whether it's a complete simulation, an organic simulation. Because there's people on my channel that will say, or it's a simulation like a computer. Can you verify that you're inside of a computer right now? No, you can't. So you might not want to make those big claims and just say, well, I got it all figured out. No, you don't. Some of us have thought deeper than you. We've been pondering this shit for years. And you might have just stumbled upon it yesterday on a video on YouTube and said, well, it's a simulation. That adds up. It's a computer. We're in a computer. Well, where's your evidence? Can you prove that? It might be some kind of simulation. It might be something so advanced that, doesn't necessarily have to be some high-tech computer system. There's other possibilities for this. Some of us want the truth. We don't just want to try to explain away the unknown and say, I got it all figured out. Well, that's done. We actually want the truth. In other words, we're keeping an open mind and still searching. So some arrogant newbie truthers come to my channel and say, obviously it's just a simulation, it's a computer. Well, prove it then. And then they list some things and it's like, yeah, those are clues. Because there's other possibilities that you've closed your mind to. Do you really want the truth, or you just want to pretend to know? And just say, well, this kind of fits, so it has to be this. Some of us are doing a little bit better than that, okay? I hope you get there one day. You don't have it all figured out. I'm sorry to break the news to you. You don't like the unknown. So you want to pretend that you have it all figured out, but you don't. But as for natural law, we're not in a natural realm. A lot of this realm behaves in a way that's not natural. It's unnatural. It seems more AI. It seems more that way. It seems more mathematical. It seems to be coded. It seems to have computer code in it. Does that mean we're in a complete fucking video game? Like some take it to the extreme, and some even say, well, we don't even have it. We don't even have spirit. We're just video game players. We're just ego players. I've read comments on my channel by people saying that shit. Where's your evidence of that? Where's your evidence that shows we don't have spirit? Of course you can't prove that. It's just ridiculous at a certain point, man. It really is. I think some want to fight to be enslaved in here forever. That's what it seems like to me. It really does. I'm shaking my head because, man, I don't have it all figured out, okay? People that are brand new to my channel, they watch 5 minutes into a video, and they're already posting a comment like they have it all figured out. It's just fucking ridiculous, man.
It is a discoverable operation that is already in effect that we can either understand and align our behavior to, or remain ignorant of and suffer as a result of that ignorance, because it's already in effect.
I have to jump in here, sorry. You can suffer no matter what you do here, or don't do. You can be born into complete suffering here, where it's not about aligning your behavior. You're just born somewhere in this realm, or to parents, or whatever the case may be, where you suffer abuse, you suffer poverty, starvation, struggle, all sorts of shit. Disease. You had no choice. It's not your fault. So he's wrong again. Your hero is wrong again. For the ones that are watching this thinking, he was my hero. Some of you might even be shedding some fucking tears over this. I kind of like that. Your hero. For the ones that idolize this guy, he's wrong again. Because it's almost impossible within this fucking realm of lies, deceptions, illusions, halls of mirrors, with a governor on your brain and all these cognitive biases and the way that you are designed, at least your body and your brain and your the way that the human being is designed to function, and your senses deceive you. It's almost impossible to discover the truth here. It's so difficult. It's not easy. It's not obvious. For the ones that just watch YouTube videos and say, well, I found it. No, others found it, and you watch their shit and you think you have it figured out. Really, that's the case, okay? Like, sorry to tell you, but, other people put out content and showed you, and you're just kind of parroting after them. Whether you're parroting after Chad or Howdy or Tom Campbell or whoever the fuck it is, Mark Passio, the nervous system, the central nervous system. Everything is designed here to make you a fucking slave and to keep you from being able to detect the truth, including your senses. You can be fooled by your own sense of smell, your eyesight, your hearing. All of it. Do you understand this? I mean, they put you into a body and into a realm where it's designed to fucking trick you. Is that, quote, natural? Where you are? This realm? So he says natural law and all this stuff. You're in a realm that's not natural. You're in a body that's not natural. This avatar, this meat suit, is fucked up. It's designed to be a prison. So you can worship this fucking thing too, this meat suit. A lot do here, including truthers, including new agers, including the fake spirituality people, all of them, The body is a temple, they say, right? It's more like a fucking prison. It's beyond a prison, though. It's one that deceives you. They don't really trick you in prison. For the most part, they're not there to deceive you, set up illusions, mind control. I'm aware there are prison experiments where they have done that, but for the most part, for most inmates, they're not working on you 24/7 trying to fucking deceive you. But this realm sure is. Or eye symbolism. Human beings are programmable, so he sees this much. But the problem is, he just blames it on evil programming you. Well, why are human beings designed to be so programmable in this realm? Why is that the design? What a huge way to exploit people. What a flaw. Hackers talk about exploits and way to exploit systems to get into them. Why are human beings designed this way in your great paradise, Mark? Formative years up to age 7. You can program and train the child. You can own the man, is the old Jesuit saying. I'm paraphrasing, but it's close to that. It's not an exact quote. Give me the child until the age of 7 and I'll show you the man. Something like that, which is insinuating if I program them, I can make them into whatever I want, is what they're saying. Why are they designed to be that vulnerable in the first place? It's my question. It's not Mark's question, of course. He doesn't go that deep. That's why he's a hero. He's relatable to the people that don't want to go that deep.
Years. They're formative years, like a format on a hard drive, because this is what puts the file system into the human being, that prepares it for its operating system. Okay? So, largely, what programs the child at this stage is the parents, and what they will see in their immediate environment at home and during their very early years in, quote, schooling. All right? Now, if, like a...
Talking about like a computer, why are human beings designed to be programmable, to begin with? And who did that? What was the point of that? Is Mark go there? No. So for his fanboys and fangirls, the ones that make him their hero, Mark Passio is not at my level. He's got enormous blind spots that I'm pointing out in this effortlessly. I mean, it's not taking any effort on my part to do this. I'm just laying in bed, just relaxed, and just at night, late at night, I'm not even fully awake. I barely slept last night, and I can still do it. It's not hard. I can be half asleep and still do it. I can still see through this shit. I can still see what he's missing. Human beings are designed to be programmable. That's wrong to begin with. It's not just a bad design. That's evil to design children to be that vulnerable, that they can just be easily programmed and trained by evil, and they're defenseless. That's an evil design. And Mark would just talk about natural law, and that's natural. It's not natural at all. It's wrong, and it's evil. My question is a simple one. Why is the culture bad? Why has it always been ruled by evil? So he's saying it's the operating system, the culture. No matter where you live, you can live in the West, or you can live in Africa, or you can live in Haiti, or you can live in South America. The New World Order controls this realm, period. All of it. It's all over this realm. So when he talks about the culture being your operating system, and if it's bad, it's controlled by evil, the entire fucking world. This realm, the entire realm. It's one world system. You can call them the New World Order, you can call them, because they're not new, you can call them the Illuminati, you can call them the, I just say Team Evil, because it predates the Illuminati, it predates them talking about the New World Order. That's why I just use the term Team Evil. So why is this realm set up to be run by Team Evil? Why is it set up so children don't have a fucking chance? Why is that the design? Mark? Belief systems. BS. Bullshit. That's what BS stands for. Bullshit. Belief systems.
Input into the child are bad, meaning their belief systems, okay?
So he goes back to, all this is bad, but natural law is going to fix it. In a realm that's not natural, that's designed to operate the way that it's running right now. You see his failure? Can you fix an apartment building into being a house, or into being a car? Sorry. I'm starting to get tired, but can you fix an apartment building into being a car? Somebody would say, well, the apartment's not broken. It's functioning as it's designed. It's built that way. It's built to house people. It's not built to have wheels and drive people around. It's transportation. He's showing you all that's bad. Well, dude, it's bad by fucking design. Okay? How are you going to protect children up to age 7? Let's say, where they're highly programmable. You know, their brain's designed that way. You're going to fucking change their brains? Because you're going to have to do a lot of stuff to even begin to make any difference. You're going to have to change the design work here. You'd look at me like I'm a fucking lunatic if I said, I'm going to help you move. I'm going to change my laptop. And you're going to be like, change it into what? And I'm like a moving truck. So we don't have to go to U-Haul. You'd look at me like I'm nuts. Well, it's the same thing with human beings. If I said, we're going to change all the children so they're not, formatted improperly and with all the bad software and the bad operating system of the culture, we're just going to change everything. You'd be like, it's always been fucked though. And the human brain is designed to be this vulnerable. How are you going to fix the human brain? What are you going to do? They'd be like, Stephen, how are you going to do that? Other than transhumanism, I don't know if there's a way to do it. I don't believe in transhumanism, obviously. I don't support that. I don't think that's the way to do it. I don't think that's going to do any good. It's not going to be for the good of humanity. So I don't know what he's talking about here. And this guy, as I said, he's called a genius, brilliant, worshipped, idolized, everything else. I mean, this is just a total mess. Just a mess. Just a failure. Just a, it's different than Tom Campbell, but it's as good as that. How our reality is built. I'm going to skip ahead to this. Let's see how great this stuff is. I'm sure it's just fantastic.
Everything. For anything to exist, thoughts had to form first, and then they form the physical reality after. The universe itself is a mental construct of the creator.
Hear that? Fake space, of course, they're showing, but he said, quote, the universe itself is a mental construct of the creator. Creator. More creator shit. I don't believe in worship a creator. I call it a monster. What you believe in, you believers. I'm going to skip by some of this mentalism shit. Whole nothing is solid. That's mainstream science. This is not occult shit. This is mainstream shit. They've been preaching this forever. That nothing's solid, that your hand's not solid, your phone's not solid, the table, the floor is not solid. They also teach you that the earth is a ball, and that it's spinning and wobbling and flying through space and flying around the sun that's also flying through space at tremendous speeds. And people don't even question that much. So, some do on my channel, of course. But what am I suggesting? I'm suggesting to question everything the mainstream tells you. All of it.
You giving attention and helping to grow. What are you focusing upon? Because what focus you're focusing upon, that's what's ultimately getting generated, getting free.
Choose to see this realm for what it is. Realize you can't fix this hell realm. It's a sewer matrix. And that your goal should be to get out of here. You gotta realize what it is first, though. Okay? And you gotta lose your attachment to it. You gotta do the opposite of Mark. Don't make a vow to reincarnate here forever until you fix this fucking place. Because what a trap that is. I mean, look at this absolute lunatic. It's responding to these people calling Mark a great teacher. This guy is fucking crazy, man. He's telling people to go to the Sanity Machine channel and to watch videos there. Like the one I'm recording right now. Can you believe it? I'm going to end it here, right about here. I'm going to tell you this. If you don't get out of this matrix, none of this matters because you get mind wiped. And all of your knowledge, all of your experience, all of your memories, everything that you've done here, everyone that you've loved, every experience you've had, good and bad, everything you've learned here, it's all wiped away. Right down to walking, talking, reading, writing, tying your shoes, feeding yourself, basic stuff, it's all gone. Wiped clean. So everything that Mark is teaching here is useless if you get mind wiped. All of it. So I just threw down the trump card on the table and said, there you go, take a look at that. Some people would say, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you tear apart my hero like that? All of what he just taught you here, if you watch his whole video, which you can do, go here and watch this whole fucking thing. It won't matter for shit if you get mind wiped and you get reincarnated, recycled back here again. Because it's all gone. So is you won't remember who your mother is, much less remember this stuff. You won't remember who your best friend is. You won't remember the name, like who you dated, who your girlfriends were, if you're a guy, or your boyfriends, or if you're gay, okay? I'm not going to go into that, but you won't remember whatsoever. Got that? So I'm going to end the video. Hope you enjoyed watching this. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for thinking. Thanks for feeling. Thanks for considering this stuff. Thanks for being decent. And good night, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.